Okay, today on Gaming with Rin, we will be playing a demo. Yeah, I know it's Hokko Life Day, but I figured since it's the NextFest weekend and we have all these demos, I'm a little bit more enthused about playing demos right now, so sorry, Hokko. I just want to try all these demos out while they're available, and I don't know when they're going to go away, and today is supposedly the last day. So, I'm playing a couple more demos. This one is the Necromancer's Tale. So, this is a demo, so there may be bugs. We value your opinions and your feedback anytime. It is a little loud, so I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit more. And we have to adjust this again. Play from the start. Okay, your character's backstory, early career, and skills are chosen through an interactive fiction. The demo offers an abbreviated version of the fiction, Chapter 1, followed by Homecoming Chapter 2, and Spellbook Chapter 3, which deals with events and intrigues after you arrive home for your father's funeral and begin to investigate an ancient spellbook which has come into your possession. Alright, so, we'll stick balanced, because that's probably normal mode. For Chapter 1, the prologue. The City of Marne, 1733.
In the year of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston. This war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians.
Okay, so it's war in Italy versus Eastern Europeans, and I got an Irish guy reading it. Well, whatever. It's vaguely European.
It was, like most wars, overstretched
Sorry,
and
Scotsman.
too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time.
It's a Scottish accent.
The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it.
Although I must say I'm grateful, Scottish guy, I don't have to read this. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
3 generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize, and came up with nothing. They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness.
Does anyone else hear the sound similarity between Golgotha and Kolkata? Just saying.
On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman. It offered them a book, an already ancient thing made of pale leathers and filled with symbols that hurt their eyes to look upon. The thing smiled as they took it, a smile made of too many teeth.
It's a smiley book. How can you say it's evil? It's smiling. Fake smile, but... oh.
Full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one it was unlikely to survive. Whatever doubt the men had about using the knowledge in that book, their mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered, the book was shut, and the dead were dead once more. The book was destroyed, but the world had noticed. Ralston had dark magic, and no shame in using it. Many enemies, without and within, were born that day.
Yeah, people take notice when you use dead folks to kill a territory.
1711. 3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in unleashing the spell.
Uh-oh. I'm a girl, thanks.
A beautiful baby girl.
Oh. Okay, so my choices, I was either born under a blood moon, born during a storm, or during a comet passing overhead that cycled between purple and green. I think I'm going to choose the comet because it says purple. Sorry.
A comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green.
I think the comet's made of green or calcium and purple is magnesium, but I'm not a astrophysicist there. Maybe they can correct me.
Few saw it, but those that did walked away from their lives to explore more of the world before them.
Alright. Content abbreviated for demo. No spoilers!
You were born into wealth and status, and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child, and your father was often preoccupied with his work. Your mother, distant, sickly and delirious, you heard another mother say. Hoffman, the family steward, raised you more than they.
Oof. That's some American politics right there. Let's avoid politics. Because, in honor of the dead. That happened yesterday?
It was a lonely childhood. 1718. You are 8 years old. You play with friends from school, 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children do not care for such things. Children are small and fast and can outrun Ghoul. At least when the sun is up.
Okay, so kids playing in the graveyard. Yeah, I did that when I was a kid. There was a graveyard near where my friend lived, and we spent one afternoon hanging around the graves.
One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head.
Oh, that's mean.
You stare
Bully
in
kids.
disbelief. A slow trickle of blood running down your face, partially blocking sight from your left eye.
Kids are assholes. Okay, so who is it? My asshole cousin, boy cousin. A mean girl from school. Or city folks who hate country folk. I'm gonna go with the mean city folks.
A group of other children from the city emerge from the tree line. You recognize their leader, a boy named Willard. "You shouldn't be here," he calls out. "It's against the rules." He punches the palm of his hand. "This is for your own good."
You should see the same, man. He's standing there too. Who
You scan the area and spot a guard patrolling the wall. Picking up some stones of your own, you turn to the trees behind you. Flinging the stones at the leaves, you disturbed some nests you had seen there earlier. The tree burst into life as the crows flew in all directions. The guard at the gate jumped, startled by the noise and expected ghoulie. When she saw it was children, she yelled to you all to return to the safety of the city. She must have reported it to somebody, your father, maybe, or the schoolmaster, because the next day at school, Willard and the other orphans were covered in welts. They never threatened you again after that. That night, you are woken by a scratching sound at your window. You lift yourself up on one arm and rub your eyes with the other. The scratching sound turns to a chipping one, and a moment later there is a muffled sound of glass breaking. A thin black arm reaches in then and unlatches the window. You know that arm, that kind of arm. A ghoul. You scream as it pulls the window open and pulls itself into the room. You've never been so close to one. Its face is like a man's, but gaunt and twisted into a sorrowful, angry expression. It lands on the floor of your room with a sickening thud, and as it stands, it ripples and twists in unnatural ways. You scramble away from it, hot tears streaming down your face as you continue to scream, your throat already sore. The door behind you swings open. Your father steps in. As he looks at the creature, his face is expressionless. He enters the room, sword in hand, and feints to the left. As it lunges, he sidesteps to the right and slices downwards. The gore that sprays from the thing as it falls flicks onto your face. Your father looks down at you for a moment, then nods and leaves to make sure there are no others.
Isn't that how you infect people with
You
zombie
never
shit?
play in the graveyard again.
Ooh.
1721. One morning, your mother comes to your school. She takes you out, even though classes are not finished. She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her.
So she looks strange, she's acting strange, or her presence.
Her presence alone is the warning.
Her being there is odd.
Your mother never comes to your school. When you were too young to go alone, Hoffman brought you. Now you travel alone. She has never come here. She brings you around the town. First you stop to buy sugared apples. Then she takes you shopping. New clothes, new books,
she's
new
gonna abduct
toys,
you.
a luggage trunk. She brings you to the castle and, with some whispered words and coins exchanged, the guard lets you into the grounds. You go to the pond and throw bread and watch fish pop their heads up to steal from the ducks. You walk the city walls and the two of you take in the view.
She's leaving.
The sea to the west, the hills to the south, the forest to the east and north, and beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital. That, she tells you through teary eyes, is where you're going. You won't understand until you're older. Maybe not even then. You need more than I can give you. More than I can be. You protest. She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there. A watchman brings you home. There your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance. Hoffman brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best. A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen on rainy days. but today is sunny and clear-skied. As the carriage crests a hill, you can look back towards the city and see it all. The farms, the walls, the groves, the castle, the seas. Your home.
Alright.
How do you feel as you are taken away?
Good question. Angry. Hurt. Don't understand.
I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder, will I ever understand? 1722. A year has passed. More quickly than you might have expected. Winter's first snow falls lightly outside. You watch from your dorm and reflect on your time here.
Gotten bites. Library. Make friends. Directed energy towards physical activities. Enjoyed running team. Dreaming up schemes. Befriended some of the nasty children. Okay. I can be solo and just read. I can just run around, make friends. Live in the imagination. Let's live in the imagination.
You killed the time by dreaming up schemes and enacting them.
Live in my imagination.
You convince other students, even
Oops.
some faculty
Yeah, that
members,
was so not my style.
to part with their coin and other goods. 1725. Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next.
Education, military, or intrigue. I think I better stick with education.
In the end, you decided to continue with education.
Because that's where all my points are, right?
You are unsure where this will lead you, but you wanted a life of experimentation and discovery. This was more important to you than riches.
No spoilers.
1727. You are nearly 2 years into your training now, and it goes largely as expected. You miss home, but the pangs grow less as time passes. One day, you learn that your class has been granted an audience with the great scientist Isaac Newton. When you enter his home in Hampshire, a young lady, his niece you later learn, brings you into the drawing room where he is having afternoon tea. A teacher and 11 students entered the room ahead of you, and you could hear the great man welcoming them. As you entered, you noted he no longer had the flowing white locks you'd seen in paintings. He was bald, and his skin was sunken. Still, he composed himself well as he greeted the others. Then he came to you. He looked at you a moment, eyes wide and mouth baring teeth. He pointed a bony finger at you and screeched,
Is there something on my face?
Who is this with whom death walks? Why have you taken the Reaper to me? My time is not nigh, and I shall not go. Begone, herald of the Death Angel!
The old man continued to shriek at you, going so far as to throw tea at you. You left. A classmate told you he took some calming down before he would continue with the talk, and seemed hurried and distracted throughout.
That's mean. Was he being racist?
Word reached you a month later that Newton had died. It was peaceful, in his sleep, and said to be of natural complications in line with his deteriorating health.
Was I the only girl? Is that what happened?
A few days later, a letter arrives telling you that a civil war of sorts has broken out in your homeland. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital. So far, its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel anything that tries to cross them. You spend the next year following the news as it comes, conflicting reports in newspapers and the occasional letter from home. Eventually, word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final blow was struck. Your father was at that battle, as was your uncle. You learn your uncle was wounded, but is well. Neither man died, though the same cannot be said for thousands of others in the country.
Okay, so...
Many times you think of your terrible meeting with Newton. You read up on his other work, his alchemical and eschatological studies, his scouring of the Bible for clues to the nature of existence, and cannot help but wonder what he had read that led him to see your nation's struggle in your face before a word of it had reached you. 1729. Your training complete, you land your first post.
Okay, so teacher in Italy, an archaeological dig in Herculaneum, or laboratory. Let's go archaeology.
An archaeological dig in Herculaneum hires you to help with the excavation. Herculaneum was buried alongside Pompeii when Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD. Found by chance in 1709, groups had been going there to dig what they could from the ash. You expect it to be delicate, slow work, but the men who hired you dig tirelessly and aggressively. When they find anything, they call you. Is it of value? If yes, it is kept. If not, they hurl it aside. They are looters. You are a looter.
Oh.
I cannot believe I've been tricked like this. I help as little as possible, lying to them about the value of items. I hope to come back someday with a real team and properly excavate this place. 1733. When you learned of your father's death, you were...
Probably at work.
at work.
I got some money.
You were called into a private room, and the news was delivered to you by your superior. It was a small stone room, only one way out, and that was blocked by your supervisor. You were trapped in that terrible grey space, in more ways than one. Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards Marnes, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue sea beyond. You are almost home.
Clearly I'm all scholar here.
Home to bury a man I never really knew, and now never would.
Well, I maxed out acuity. I'm a logical person. They gave me glasses. Made me an academic. So I can adjust it some more if I want. I'm gonna borrow some of this for that. Or maybe I should just... You know what? I'm just gonna leave it what the story made me. We'll see how it goes. Alright, 1 hour from the north gate of Marnes, my coach has been climbing a steep hill surrounded on all sides by oaks. Over the great forest gave way to farmland. We saw a young woman accosted by 2 brigands. My coachman called
Should
me.
we stop, madam?
Yeah, I might regret this. Hey there, good man. What has this young woman done to draw your attention?
This woman is a trickster. Don't let her appearance deceive you.
Okay, now he's starting to sound a little bit more Eastern European. The woman looked at him with disdain, but not fear.
I'm not afraid of you.
The men advanced with their spears trained on her. I attempted to bargain with them. Analyze level 2. So I need, damn it, now I'm wishing I bumped it up. Okay. So I'll spend 1 skill point to pay them off. Here, I'm sure this is a misunderstanding. Here's some coin for your trouble. Men sneered as they reached for the money. I prepared to resume my
Thank
journal.
you for helping me. I know you. You are the daughter of Zelig.
She shrugged, smiled sweetly, and straightened a garland in her hand. Oh, I already don't like her. She's gonna get me in trouble. I nodded. She seemed about my age, but I did not recall her face from the past. Okay, so who are you?
Just a girl from the village yonder.
She looked slyly at me and waved her arm to the north, back down the hill the way we
I was
come.
collecting herbs when they waylaid me.
My coachman eyed her suspiciously, but said nothing. Were you not afraid? Your life seemed in danger.
It was not. Those men are fools.
Coachman scowled at her. Perhaps, show all options? Okay. Who were those men? Surely Mars has not become so lawless.
The protection of the city is not there for all of us. And outside its walls, there are many men such as these.
This much of a words are true. In recent times, I never travel beyond the city without a weapon.
Be safe then. I must be away, for my father's funeral waits.
I am sorry. It is a sad day, and Lord Zelig was a good man.
I climbed back into my coach and glanced up to wave farewell, but in the place of the young woman stood an old hag watching me. Shadows seemed to draw in around her, leaving her face in
Be wary. We select dead the wolves are circling. The House of Van Eerstrik may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
So at first she was young, and then she suddenly became old? Or was that her grandmother coming shoo her off and give me a
Whoa
warning in her
there.
place? Carriage came to a sudden stop, which jolted me awake. I had thought that on my return home after so many years I would watch it all, rising up over the hills to see Marnes, entering the gates, the ride to my family home. But I had been traveling for 3 days now, and I had clearly been too tired to stay awake, despite my strange encounter in the northern forest. Still, I was home. Perhaps it was unkind of me, but I stepped out and I was greeted by Hawkman. I expected him to be long retired by now, despite his age. He stood tall and
Welcome home, my lady. I trust your journey was a pleasant one.
As best as one could expect given the circumstances. The old man said nothing, and there was no expression on his face. He just nodded slightly, as indecipherable as I recalled. Nothing about this exchange gave away how close he had been to my father, raising him after grandfather's death, tutoring him, following him to the war, even minding my mother in recent years. If he was hurting from the death, and I knew he was, he hid it well. I must have been staring for too long because he cut the silence.
If madam wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
I nodded and left him be. Oh, cool. Okay, so talk to Klaus. The rider looked down at me and grizzled.
I'll be on my way once I get my coin.
What is this strange encounter we had outside the city?
I don't ask questions, and neither should you.
Okay. So I can go to the house. I can look at the boat. Oh look, they gave me cute little ponytails, twin tails, and a purple dress. I couldn't have chosen better. Our boy had been our boat had been tended to in an age. Hadn't been tended to in an age. I wonder if it still sees it for a day. I had fond memories of jumping into the sea from here. My friends Diedrich and Flip, long hot summers a lifetime ago. Water? I did not have a vessel in my hand to fill with water. Okay, you made her boobs bounce. Oh boy. I'm sure the guys will get a kick out of that. Alright, can we go around the back? What's back here? I'm exploring now. Okay. Oh, cat! A black and white cat sat here watching me suspiciously. I reached out a hand. The beast hissed and ran around the house. Aww. But kitty, I want to be your willing slave. Let's take all the items in the chest. Leather gloves. Boots. I'll leave the hat off for now. I don't want hands. I'm looking around. In my hand. Okay, so I have to put a vessel in my hand. Alright, I got water in my bucket. It was just as I remembered, less cavernous perhaps, but still an impressive room with a grand staircase leading up to bedrooms and private offices. There was no sign of our servants, however, and there, beside the fire, my mother slumbered. There's the cat. It was sleeping peacefully. Condolence cards. A set of condolence cards was on display on the table. Okay, we'll start with Uncle Baron Gervais. We get a cross. Julia and I can still not believe he's gone. With the pomp over, I'll be taking some time to mourn him. If you need anything while I'm gone, ask Lucas. I'm sorry I need to retreat away while you need me most. I failed him, and now I failed you. Sorry, Gervais. That was the injured uncle. Guard Captain Bernier. We got 3 crosses. Madame Van Elstrick, your husband was and will continue to be a great inspiration to me and my soldiers. We will endeavor to keep mines in all of Wolstein as safe as he did. Know that it takes a legion to replace him. Guard Captain Berner. Okay, how about Lord Richard Carnell? We've got 1 white cross. Van Elsticks. I'm saddened by your loss. Oh, he didn't care much, did he? He's just doing it as a token. Cousin Lucas. Uncle's kid. Dearest Aunt, I'm inconsolable at the loss of Uncle Zelig. If you need anything at this time, please ask. Anything I can do, just ask. Queen of Rolstein. Volka III. To House Van Elstrick, I am deeply saddened by the loss of Rolstein's finest sons. One of their finest sons. His effort and service to the country these past 30+ years have kept the great nation safe and prosperous through admittedly difficult times. It is truly hard to say that we would stand so tall were it not for his sacrifices. Know that I shall hold a vigil for him on the day of his funeral, and that the royal household shall be fasting in his honor and memory. Diedrich and his grandmother Sybil. They gave a flower. Madame Van Elstrick. We don't have the words to convey our sympathies. If there's anything you need, you have but to ask. Diedrich and Sybil. Bostonum. And this one is Diedrich from him, which is another flower. Rin, I'm so sorry I admired your father. I always wish he'd been my dad. Let's drink to his memory and get back, yay? Yeah. This one's S. Another flower. Death comes for all of us, but how do we greet him? Cowering, angry, bartering like statesmen perhaps, or with open arms like a friend? Local priest. Dear Van Elstrick, I was wounded by the news of such loss. Such a loss to you, us in the city, and the entire nation. I'll set in motion plans for a grand funeral ferry him off to our Lord God and his heavenly angels. A saint of a man. My heart weeps for you, Father Oliver. Pushed to the back was a card from my friend Sophia. Rin, sorry to hear about your father. Still, maybe you can come home now, eh? Sophia stepped away from the table. Okay, so only 2 of my friends. We'll leave the mother to sleep and look around first. My possessions, such as they were, some changes of clothes, some books, nothing of real value. Okay, so that's my stuff that he brought in. Where was the rest of the armor? I need to ask Albrecht. Why were these paintings off the wall? Albrecht would know. I guess we were poor and they were selling things. Created my father's most precious wines. I was sitting in the entrance hall. Yeah, it looks like they were liquidating. I'm gonna keep looking around first. Dining table. Father had important meals at this table, but I was never invited to those. Okay. Nothing in there. Let's check out piano. I sat at the piano and played. Alone as I played so many times as a child, after time I ceased. Whoa, okay. Love. I don't need hints, thank you. I'm looking around. Oh, Love and Excess, or the Fatal Inquiry, date 1720, author Eliza Haywood. In the late war between the French and the Confederate armies, there were 2 brothers who had acquired more than ordinary reputation under the command of the great and intrepid Luxembourg. With the conclusion of the peace, taking away any further occasions of shewing their valor, the eldest of them, whose name was Count Delmont, returned to Paris, from whence he had been absent 2 years, leaving his brother at St. Omer's, till the cure of some slight wounds were perfected. Oh my goodness, I don't think I want to read all this. Yada yada yada. People liked him. He had some suitor ladies. There were 3 of them. Do-do-do. Very wordy. Something about, okay. Is this supposed to... Oh, Robinson Crusoe. I'm not gonna read this. Famous book. Okay, maybe those are clues for a puzzle. I recognize none of the people whose portraits hung on this wall, nor the names of the plaques. There's Gulliver's Travels. Are these going to be important? Alright, there's a back room on the main floor. This looks like the kitchens. And grab a ladle. One of my favorite places in this house. Many was the night when Albrecht would bring me here to fix me a late snack once mother and father had gone to bed. Ladle. I took the ladle. Pot. I took the pot. I took a cooking pot. Stove. pot here. Okay. So later on I can cook. Put storing tool here. Does the ladle count? Okay, so I can cook later. Anything else we got here? A larder. Aha! Assorted foods. Can I cook dinner? So, assorted foods. I guess that's all we have. Okay, well, it's not letting me remove that. Okay. What's in this one? Pickle. Need 2 jars. My fathers drink back bottles of wine. This is clearly a trap door, heavy looking reinforced with metal braces and no obvious locking mechanism. I cannot see any way to open it. Perhaps Albrecht might know something. I'll come down and bug him and Mother in a second, after I get the lay of the land. A dusty storeroom where my father kept mementos of this adventuring days. This was another room I had been forbidden to enter as a child. Good, let's go check out all the stuff. Ancient Egyptian mummification. Hold on, he's giving me instructions on how to mummify. Wood alcohol is underlined. Wood and water. Okay. So, if I can find wood and water. Any dress? An old party dress of my mother's, and we hope for wearing this to a big event in honor of Zillig when I was quite small. Yeah, that's great. I don't need to know hints. Thank you. I'm exploring. Telescope. No. We're exploring upstairs. I wasn't allowed in here, even though that's kind of just a hall. The door to Albrecht's room was always locked, understandable, as it was the only place of refuge. Where's our bedrooms? Where do we sleep? Do we just sleep in front of the fireplace or something? I'm confused. Oh no, we go up this staircase. Alright. I'm gonna go search the whole house. We got a bathroom, a washing room. My parents' bedroom, and now felt like a violation to be here. 2 portraits of my mother. I recalled the recent one being painted when I was last home. The one of her as a younger woman must have been commissioned right around the time I was born. It had always hung here. Even in the older painting, I could now see a hint of something in her face. Despair, perhaps? Which I had never noticed before. She didn't want to be married. My mother's journal was a mess of disjointed sentences and lists. As if she was trying to remind herself of even the most basic of tasks. Alright, we'll take everything. Fancy dress, bedgown, bodice. Okay. My father's study where he spent most of his time. Globe of the world, it had even the Americas on it. It was covered with tiny red and black flags. Couldn't help but be curious as what they meant. There's no sign of a key anywhere. Portrait of Aldous Smith, a vague memory of the man from my youth, the general alongside my father and uncle, a close friend of theirs. It marked his death as 1726 during the Leash Wars. And just all the books on these shelves. An old volume entitled Seances for the Living caught my eye. I took it in case it could be of use. Looked like there was something up there. I could reach it with a stretch. Spend 0 skill points to climb onto the shelf to reach it. Copy of Macbeth. Inside was an unaddressed letter my father had clearly intended to send, but now never would. Amon, you owe me a debt, and I intend to collect it in the weekends. I warn you neither to disappoint nor shortchange me. The result of either would be most unpleasant for you, said B. Okay. My father's armor has been gathering dust since the Leash War. I was impressed with a collection of books with a wide range of titles. Academic. I could see a collection of the English poet Shakespeare, a copy of Machiavelli's Prince, and even some recent works of Paradise Lost and Robinson Crusoe. My father's desk, a pile of maps and writings scattered across it. It seems he was messy in later life, as I recalled from my childhood. Look at the papers. A scattering of personal and academic papers. My father was not, to my memory, a particularly learned man, so I was surprised to see the writings from Zosimos V and Paracelsus. Paracelsus? A ledger also listed costs, income, and expenses I paid at little heed. I could make out no discernible pattern in what my father had been researching. Okay, look at the maps. The charts of the known world and sketches of the local areas with various nearby tombs marked out. Probably the sort of things one considered for tactical planning. Okay. What's in the drawer? Okay, I have to find a key. We have to find a key. I guess we're gonna have to go ask Albrecht or check my room out, maybe. So this is the parents' room and parents' office. My father was in his office, he'd be here. I used to wait for him to leave so I could look at whatever he'd been reading. So we have all the... Okay. Devil's Wood. Is that what I need to make the wood acid? Or oil, or whatever the hell it was? Alcohol? Well, I have some books to reference if I need to know. Arachne was a weaver. Who was turned into a spider by Athena. That could have been a great honor. Makes you wonder, was Athena then a tribalistic person or something? Because that's what folks did. They associated people with animal symbology. Where my cousin Lucius stayed when he was with us. I wonder what was in this room last. Okay, so this is a guest room. We have a guest room. And then we're going down this hall, I guess will take me to his old toys. Okay. So now I can go wear pants. I'm now wearing pants. Amy bought us. Okay. Now I'm kind of tomboy. Nope, we're going this way. My old room, it was strange being back. I felt the same every time I had returned home. Though it hadn't really been my home since I was sent away 14 years ago. Just a place I came to see my family, now just a place to visit my mother, who I have yet to talk to. I'm searching all this stuff. Ooh, I can wear a shirt instead. Okay, wear a shirt. A little less slutty. And a skirt. I think I'll just keep the pants on. They look a little less weird. Okay, anything else in here? We've got poopy sleeves. Alright, that's it. Looks like there's like a hidden room back there. Which I cannot get to. Going back downstairs. Talk to Albrecht and Mother. When I next saw Albrecht, he was standing alone.
Can I help you, my lady?
Your letter didn't mention how my father died. Sharp look from him then. He must not have wanted the question, but surely he expected it. Forgive me, my lady, but I must confess I am embarrassed to tell you. He was found dead in a bush, the smell of alcohol on him. Herbalist Halen performed the autopsy and said it was a failure of the heart, brought on by overindulgence in liquor. Herbalist? The city have no doctors? I should find and question this man soon. Perhaps I need to search the house for more evidence on my father's drinking habits. Why the herbalist and not a surgeon? Afraid I do not know why. He is a learned man, I suppose. Drunk in a bush? Yeah, some broken bottles were found scattered around him. At the funeral, I had not had time to study the area. Should you wish to look, it's around the back of the house. We found him. The groundskeeper found him as he began his morning chores. Nikos is not here. He no longer works for the family. Why not? Perhaps a discussion best left for now, but in brief, with your father's passing, the family's financial affairs are unstable. Okay. Let's not talk about that anymore. You know where I'm going to find the key to my father's small desk? I want to check it and see if there's anything that needs dealing with. Afraid not. Your father kept his personal affairs, well, personal. Imagine the key is somewhere in his private chambers. Even as I spoke, my hand hit something while idly fumbling in my pocket. A small key I had picked up only minutes ago. Albrecht didn't appear to notice my sheepish expression. Tell me more about this financial issue. I can't say much about it as I'm still not clear on it myself. Your father, it seems, managed to run down his finances. Alive, he was keeping things going, though just enough to mask it from me. When things settle more, and with your permission, I'll go through the finances in the office to make sense of the situation. I have not seen the rest of the house since arriving. What news of the funeral plans? It has already happened. He was cremated and entombed yesterday. We did not receive word of your arrival, so Uncle hastened the event, as your mother's health has been understandably poor since his passing. I hope to allow you more time to rest after the trip before telling you. So I missed the funeral. It was a suitable affair, I assure you. Why is there a half suit of armor on display? We're selling stuff off. In brief, your father's passing has left the family finances under pressure. A conversation for once you're settled in, I think. Okay, I'll go check that. Do you have anything about the trapdoor in the floor in our storm room? Yeah, the old wine cellar is back down there. Paused for a moment before continuing. The elevator bolted down after some creatures found their way in through the tunnel. Creatures? Indeed, I only got a brief glimpse myself. They were horrid, cowering things with cruel fangs and claws. Your father and uncle drove them off easily enough and dispatched several in the process. Do you know how it can be opened? Would be wise? Besides, I don't know, sorry. When did we get that black cat and new arrival since I was last home? Oh, that annoying creature turned up only recently and started pestering us. I would have driven the beast away, but your mother insisted on feeding it. Why are the paintings not on the wall? We're in the midst of selling some pieces. What else? Why was the funeral so soon after his death? Surely I could have waited another day for me to arrive. We didn't know you were coming, and your uncle was worried that the Shroud would try to take the body. The Shroud, I thought that all the worshippers of Leash would have been taken care of by now, but clearly that was not the case. Given your father's part in the war, his corpse would have made it for a valuable trophy. Surprised that the members hadn't been chased down by now. Your uncle tried, but they are hard to find. They do not advertise themselves, you understand. Then what makes them so sure there are any left? There were many mortals who fought on the Leash's side in the war. Not all were found. Your uncle believes that those who survived are out there waiting. Okay. Do they have the ability to raise the dead? I thought that was lost with the Leash. It is hoped so. The presumption is that they are waiting, hoping for a new Death Lord to rise. Taking the body would be more a gesture of resistance. Why would anyone living pledge themselves to an undead sorcerer? It's hard to say. For some, this life isn't enough, I suppose. They want for more time, or perhaps they just want to see others suffer, but I speculate. Nothing else but the Shroud. I have not seen the rest of this house since arriving home, Alfred. Ah, yes, they've been temporarily let go, I'm afraid. In brief, your father's passing with them. Yeah, okay, financial issues. Let's go look at the... Nope. So I have a key. My doorbell rang loudly. We'll ignore it for now. I want to read these papers first. I just got here, man. You can wake my mother up. Okay, I had a key. Bottle of port. We'll take everything. And then another key. A ring. Strange chickens. More leather gloves. A belt. A knife. Sight. Military medal. Okay. These are the papers again. After Ulrich mentioned the family affairs, I ignored the other texts and focused on a ledger showing my father's expenses. Things were bleaker than I expected, and I can understand why Albrecht decided to cut back the staff. With my father alive, he could have held things together, certainly, but what were a butler and my mother to do with that loss of income? Where had the money gone? The ledger showed it bleeding nil, but to where? Perhaps in those books he had been looking for a way to turn lead to gold. There were also some letters on the desk, the one demanding payment or else stood out. I was shocked to see my father was in debt to some sort of shady character, but given his finances, I understood at least. Anything else in the papers? Okay. So he was in debt, losing money, and someone was extorting him, or he was maybe he took a loan, or maybe... Oh, I can take this out of my hand. I don't think I want to hold that weapon right now. Should I wear the dress? Now I've got pants over a dress and shoes. Alright. Let's talk to Mother. My mother looked to be waking from a rest. As I approached, she raised her hand to block the light, and she looked at me. She didn't seem pleased to see me, and shooed me off the way with her hand.
Ghost. I'm too tired to be haunted this day.
Came home for Father's burial, but I'm told it happened already.
Has it? Oh, yes, I think it might have. I recall... No, that That was a dream, I think. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Mother, it's me. Recognition washed over her face.
My baby has returned. Your father will be so glad to see you. Your father. Your father. Oh.
Did father speak to you about the family finances? Finances, father? No, I was never privy to such thing. I don't have a good head for numbers. That much in there. Too much in there already. He left the records in his office in a small drawer next to his main desk. When did he get the black cat? Cat? Oh yes, I don't remember. I feed it sometimes. It seems to like it here. There, whatever. She's not useful. Oh, my dear, how lovely you look in the dress. It's just like the one I used to wear when I was young. Oops. Yeah, I kind of stole it from you. Okay, so we found Port. I can investigate the bush behind the house.
Ah, Albrecht. There you are. God damn it, Albrecht. If you won't help me, I have no eggs. How can I cook my baby's favorite meal with no eggs?
Okay, she's half mad. I got another key. Is that the key to this? Or is it the key to Albrecht's room up here? Go back downstairs. Okay, so I can check the...
Can I help you, my lady?
I've seen my mother. She doesn't seem... well, she seems worse than normal. Yeah, she's declining rapidly since her father passed. Not sleeping, confusion, losing sense of where she is. Hoping your routine will anchor her some. Sure that in these few days when the pain lessens, she will sleep better, properly, normally. Until then, she wanders a little lost, and I help her get sleep when she can. Yes, I'm sure she will be fine in time, I'm sure. Doctor see her? No, but there's nothing a doctor can do for her bar lock her away in a madhouse, so I won't allow that. Okay. Let's go check out this blush that... oh, now she's outside.
His ship should any day now. Any day.
I filled the bucket with water. Okay, so... it is afternoon. Is this the bush? Mess of whiskey bottles lay gathered on the ground beneath the battered bush. Okay. I did recall my father being a whiskey drinker, and I spotted a small key half buried in the dirt. It must have fallen from my father's pocket when he was here. I put it in my bag. Surely he would have had some whiskey in the house if he was so fond of it, but all I had seen inside is white wine and port. I hadn't been home for a long time before this. What I had learned on my return made me wonder if things had changed a lot in that time. If I had been too young to form a realistic picture of my family. My mother was ill, very ill. I remember her being absent as a child, not distant. She had been a loving mother, just one who was different. Only now I could see she had been dealing with something significant. Father had been in a precarious place leading up to his death, which itself raised suspicions in me. I resolved to stay in Martins for a time, to assist my mother, not wishing to be a further drain on the family. I would go into the city and look for work. All the while, I was seeking answers about my father's death. Something was not adding up, and I wanted to know what. It was time to go into the city. Okay. Can I leave now? What's this way? And how to get to the city? Around the corner.
It is you! Oh, I saw the carriage pull up and hoped.
Diedrich, my childhood friend, his demeanor was as cheerful as ever, and as oblivious concerning his
You have
circumstance.
become quite beautiful. It is good to see you. How are you? Well, yes, of course. The funeral. Terrible thing. I was at it. Shame you weren't. You would have liked.
Oh.
Well, yes.
I hoped you'd be back in time for it, but it was not to be.
Well, yes, of course. I didn't mean to suggest you missed it on purpose or anything. Was it the roads? Were they full of dangers? Bandits and fiends and the like?
We did meet two ruffians near Mars, but they were amateurs. No funeral was moved forward.
I understand. I am really sorry for your loss. Look, meet me for a drink in Garnett's Tavern later, and we'll have a right proper catch-up.
I look forward to it. Where's Garnett's Tavern?
Yeah, sorry. You won't know her yet. She only bought it last year. It's the tavern on the other side of the river. Cross the bridge at the marketplace. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Do you have any ideas where I might find employment?
Try the docks, maybe? Or, try over at the academy. There's a school there, and I think they're a teacher short. There might be some work for a knowledgeable person such as you. Oh, yes. I saw a sign up. Here, I'll mark them all on your map.
It's lovely to meet you again, Diedrich. I'll take my leave for now. See you this evening. Okay, so where's the map? I have a journal. Map. Okay, so I am standing here. The market's here. The academy's up there. Okay. Sasha. Who they all have names? Okay, so I guess I should go look for work. I'm gonna go visit father's grave. Maybe. It'll let me. Okay, there's Weimer's Tavern. Okay, double clicking lets me run. Vegetables. I can buy them. Town hall.
Alright, love. Spare us a coin, will ya? I am so grateful. Thank you, madame.
Alright. There's Garnett's Tavern. No, I think I would be better served by finishing, by continuing on to the academy, because I am the learned one. And I have to find the herbalist, maybe.
You looks just like Master Lucas.
Lucas Van Helsing.
You know the schoolman. Of course she does.
Oh good, I definitely got this job. It's my cousin.
Just got me into the ground is all. Your father, he's the one what died yesterday.
He died a few days ago. The funeral was just
Sorry.
yes.
My father died way back before I was born. I wasn't doing nothing. Nick, stop that! I'm sorry. I'll make sure Nick tells Father Huber about this in his confession.
Who are you, children?
We're just kids. We're school kids is all. Just waiting on a new teacher for lessons.
Orphans?
What of it? We're as good as any kids. You ask Master Lucas.
Oh.
Old one quit. Father and Alvin ran away to do kisses forever.
The other one got married.
We'd love to, but we're so hungry. We don't get much to eat. Only what the school can spare, and that ain't much. If we had some food, that'd give us the energy to fetch the schoolmaster. Surely it would.
Did it get stuck?
Cousin, I am delighted to see you, though I only wish it were under better circumstances.
Strange to see my cousin after so much time. Doubly so to see him working as a schoolmaster. I had gathered from my correspondence lays away that he had not followed his father into politics on the military, but I had not expected this.
What can I do for you, dear cousin?
I need a job, man. You a schoolmaster?
Yes, can you believe it? It was about as far as I could get from father without actually running away.
Happy for you. Okay. I am too most of the time. Sometimes luck moves too much for me, and I rethink my choices, though. It was, said cheerfully, with a friendly head shake in the children's direction. They responded with childish rebellion, and stuck out tongue here and there, and nonsensical whooping there. I could tell that they liked him, and he them. I hear you're planning to take on a teacher?
Are you looking for work? I can't imagine finding a more suitable candidate. Think on it, cousin, and come back to me. I could certainly use a trustworthy hand with my work here.
I wish to ask about my father's funeral. Different tone overtook the conversation then, not just one of sorrow, for it was that, but also a sadness, one that seemed deeper than I thought was warranted, if you could believe such a thing.
Of course, cousin. A truly sad affair. I am so sorry you missed it. I pleaded with father to wait. I knew you would come. But he couldn't be talked with. He was sure the Shroud had ill intentions towards your father. He has feared them gravely since the war. Obsessively so.
What did he think the Shroud would do? Couldn't really say. Certainly he has seen his fair share of what could be done with necromantic magic, so whether you believe they could actually do it. Trapping your father's soul or reanimating his body would certainly be a coup for them. I'm sorry, that was distasteful of me. All I'm saying is that whether his fear was rational or not, I can understand him having it. It's the last time there was word of the Shroud. Truthfully, I do not know. In the tavern, late at night, somebody will mention seeing people moving through graveyard the nights before, and there have been rumors of bodies going missing from unmanned graves. But the Undertaker and guards all dispute these claims. Very little is officially declared, so it's hard to know, really. Did you have any idea why the herbalist should have performed the autopsy than the doctor? That is strange. I do recall a military skirmish with nearby bandits recently that went poorly. Perhaps the surgeons had their hands tied with the wounded from that. Certainly I can see Father rushing ahead by any means to get Zelig cremated before whatever ill fate he envisioned came to be. You have a lot of questions, cousin. Do you suspect something? I do, cousin. I won't trouble you with my concerns just yet. Safe to say that things are not adding up for me. Well, be careful. If you're correct, there's something strange is afoot, then whoever is behind it is likely to keep an eye on you. So, educated, trust, and gentry. So, okay, it looks like we have some stat boosts for certain types of peoples. What if you, dude, nothing else I want on this topic. Are you still in need of a teacher? I am. Does this mean you want the job? I hadn't received another offer yet, but I was certain that other work was out there. Taking this, of course, will conclude my search for work. Yes, I'll take you up on your offer. Really, I'm delighted. Look at us cousins following the same path as each other, just as our fathers did, but oh, so different a path. Please call into school in the morning and you can start your lessons. Okay, now we go to the tavern, which is back the way we came. So over this way? Oh, I the apothecary? Locked. I guess I lost my chance to see. Garnet's Tavern. Couple. The nobleman of the evening with a woman half his age. Here arguing about involving his wife. Mendes. Garnet.
Leave me be. I just want to have a drink in peace.
You're a soldier, yes? Man for hire? Recognize your sigil and serve at the Mark Complex. I did, good eye, and better knowledge of military than I would have expected. What brings you to Mars? Same thing that brings a mercenary anywhere, work. Your Baron is paying good money to keep companies on retainer. It's boring work sitting about waiting for orders, but it's good money. That confused me. The city guard was well armed and not short-staffed. Why would Uncle be spending money on these mercenaries only to have them sit around to no obvious end? Well, I shouldn't take up more of your time. You deserve your shore leave for as long as you have it. Good evening. Tomas. Good evening, Tomas. I suppose it is. He briefly glanced me in the eye before looking back down on the floor. You lived here long? Oh yes, my whole life, or at least a nearby village a short distance through the northern forest, but I moved to Mars at least 8 years ago, I suppose, for big city excitement. He grinned at me, then, a lopsided mouth with some big gaps where teeth had been removed. What work do you do? Me? I'm just a farmhand and general laborer. Whoever needs a bit of muscle knows where to find me.
Ah, there you are.
What can I get for you, Dove? My name is Rin. What's good?
You cheeky whelp. Everything is good. I didn't wade through fields of blood and death and human muck to buy this place only to serve swill from me pumps.
Okay. You have pumps for your swallow?
Why pumps? I've come up with a way, and I won't say too much, of using a pump to bring the beer from elsewhere. Lets me offer a wider range of stuff. And still, none of it's swill. Swill. I should wallop you up front like a babe.
I'm sorry I offended you.
You'll have to try harder than that to offend me, you posh twerp.
Looking for a man called Nikos. He's a gardener. You see him here? Nikos? Sure, he comes in sometimes. Quiet chap, speak to himself. Do you know where he lives? Why, then I do. He's in one of the small houses tucked away near the east gate. I'll mark it on your map. We seen Halen, the herbalist. Comes in here in the evening sometimes. Haven't seen him for a day or two, now that you mention it. Try his shop. It's on the main road between the marketplace and the north gate. Or his house. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but it's somewhere near the entrance to the keep. I'm here to meet Dietrich. Of course, I know him. Pleasant chap indeed. Why, he's right over there. Alright. I was wondering if you, my father, I knew of him. Not really. I was hoping to learn if you drank here. Drank here? Not often. Look, I love this place. I've put together, but I'm under no illusions that it's up to the station of people like Sully. Yes, he'd come in from time to time and bless me to remember me from the front lines of those terrible times. Maybe that's what took him here, but was he here often? No. When he was here, did he get drunk? Many of his other men, some nights he would, others he'd not. Usually depends on what they'd come in seeking and if they found it or not. Did he come alone? Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. He came to play cards once in a while. If we heard of a party for someone he knew in the war, he'd come for a bit. Usually he'd leave, sometimes he'd stay. Who would he have come in with? I don't remember. You know how many people pass through here each day? More than I can remember for sure. What did he drink? Oh, this one I do know. Wine. I know because he made me order the bloody stuff for when he'd come in. Look, around. How am I meant to ship that stuff now, huh? She tilted her head aside and rolled her hand and says, wait, my condolences, all that. Looked to me as though he was being framed and by someone who didn't know his drinking habits well enough to imitate them. Alright.
You're back? This is delightful. It must have been 5 years since we last met. Why, we were only a pair of girls back then. I heard of your father's passing. Terrible thing, but it won't overshadow my joy at seeing you.
What you've been up to since I've been away.
This and that. I never really settled on anything, being honest.
You're going to be an artist last
Yes,
time.
I was. I didn't manage to sell many, I'm afraid. I'm not cut out for it, it seems.
Let me just see my father's death. It didn't add up. Really? Oh, that's terrible, I'm afraid, though I can't tell you anything. I barely knew the man and certainly didn't move in his circles. Even those times I visited your house as a child, it's where he'd never say a single word to me. Alright, we'll talk later.
Join me for a drink. Suit yourself.
Hello.
Yes. Teacher. I took on to teach the orphans of my cousin Lucas. Noble work. I wish you well with it. That's the same building I work in, so if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. So tell me how you landed the job well. I can't believe you did that. When my father found out, he chased himself out of town. Poor chap. Had to find work over in Mentok and stay the winter. Good old Flip, eh? So tell me how you've been. Oh, me? Eh, where to start? What do you do for work? Oh, he's also a teacher. I took up work in the new academy, new to you. Anyways, where you'll be now is part library, part research hall, and part school. Closest thing to the university in Elstree. It's nothing fancy, I just help keep it organized, put books back in their place, that sort of thing. Sometimes a researcher will need a thing. Oh, he's a librarian. Some obscure piece, and I'll help the master over there find it. Like I said, nothing fancy, keeps me busy, pays well, and I can read all I want. Oh, Rin, you should see the books. There's so many, and so many hero books. Oh, even talking about it excites me. When we dropped, there was an almighty crack. The elf on his neck might have been torn clean off, but then another crunch, and the cross being tore from the gallows, and he fell to the floor. Baller Oliver decided in an act of God, so your uncle revoked the death sentence, sold him to a privateer in the Queen's employ to work off his debt. He set sail within a week. Nobody's heard of him since. Gallows just snapped. Termites. Folks reckon the privateer set them on it days before to get the indentures. Tales have come back of him doing the same over in Venice too. Fault precision. Okay, so they're basically sharing memories. That was my mother. She was a sword lost. I'd not seen her in a while through, but she didn't recognize me. She walked with the Baron on one side and Mr. Hoffman on the other, guiding her as much as anything else. Not that she cried, but honestly, I don't feel like she knew what was happening around her. I read her book about grief that says folk deal with it in all sorts of ways. That was one of them, I guess. That fear's gonna go right through me. I'll be right back. I tried to sign up, only your father wouldn't allow it. He said it was because I was only 13, but the other boys allowed to join. But I knew other boys allowed to join the effort. They needed numbers and fast, in truth. I was glad he turned me away. I doubt I'd have survived, barely survived as it was here. Do you think they're in there? I don't follow. A person, their soul. Do you think they're somewhere deep down? They're still inside when the dead person rises up again? I had an encounter with one. I could have sworn that he recognized me. Gave me the time I needed to run before a guard came, and in the Orient, the Buddhist priests believe that once a person dies, their life energy, their soul as we know it, returns to a sort of primordial soup to be reused. That's just fertility temple talk for, paying to have a kid at a fertility temple with a fertility priestess. They thought you were reincarnated into a tribe. They were more tribal, right? They started out as Tengri and sorted people into animal tribes. So they reincarnated you into a tribe based on which woman of that tribe they let you mate with. And were they doing this with the knowledge of the tribes? Or were they just trying to shove you into somebody else's city? Anyway, that doesn't sound Christian. Anyway. No, it wasn't Christian. It was more of a pagan. It was early animistic totem shamanism. It's what we had before all of our other religions. Anyway. So they're still recounting the stories. Okay, so now I'm telling the stories.
And did it work?
Oh, now everyone's sitting around. So Sophia and Ken came over. Oh wow, they kicked me out. No, well... No, we did own up to it. Well, thanks its father. It's the Earl of Richmond. If the Dean had tried to expel them, they would lose a lot of funding. They couldn't expel 2 of us, so... yeah. I got martyred for the rich kid. Great. And let's see if we can do it. So we tried. He was rich, royal, and had an attractive confidence only a person born with title and wealth can be. We wanted to impress him. For all his charm, we were better students, something that can't be bought. Not really. It was stupid. We were stupid. Okay, I'm mildly drunk. Back to the market, to the house. We have the wheel, right? Past the graveyard, back down to the house. As I approach the door, I can hear Ray's voice coming from inside. Please, Juliana, let's take the potion. It helps, you know. No, I don't know you, I don't trust you. Oh. Yeah, Zelig, where's my husband, Zelig? Zelig! He's dead, don't you remember? Mother, it's me. Albrecht, he's our steward. He's been with the family since before Father was born. You know him. What he says is true. Father is dead. We returned home from the funeral. We spoke earlier. You don't remember? We did? I do know this man. Albrecht, you look older. I think the same thing each time I look in the mirror, Juliana. Come drink this. Zelig made it for you, remember? There, sleep well. Seriously, we have to drug her? What was that you gave her? A tonic, a source your father made it for her to take. It started years ago after you were off for schooling. No, wait, before you went. Your mother, well, bless her soul, was never quite the same after you were born. Your father concocted this to help her, and it did, but she was still unable for you, absent often and well. I digress. It's been working less since she died. She's more lost, confused, you notice, I assume? She seemed at odds, yes. I was putting it down to grief. Normally, a night's sleep from it clears her mind for days, weeks, sometimes even a month, but lately it barely gets her to sleep. In truth, Zelig only left so much before passing, and I've been rationing it, watering it down some. Tomorrow she'll be absent, as she was today, wondering why the parlor is unkempt, and tomorrow night, another struggle to get her to take the stuff. I wish your father was here, he'd know what to do. Oh, look at me, I'm older than him. I helped raise him, for goodness sake, and yet I look to him for wisdom, even in death. Would a larger dose work? Perhaps, but then it will run out. What then? These nights have been tough on your mother. Daren't think of her health if she doesn't get these few hours of sleep, however induced they are. Can we make more? It's to my great shame I never mastered the written word. Maybe if I showed you the recipe, the original with his notes, you'd be able to distill a better potion than me. You can take a look, certainly. He regained his composure, and my brief window into his reality was shut. Alright, let's get some sleep. We'll meet in your father's study tomorrow morning, and I'll do what I can. Alright. I'm too drunk for this shit. Up we go! I was awoken by voices, my mother clearer now than she'd been any time since my return.
Not long. A few days, a week at most.
Okay. in the hall below me.
I'm afraid that nothing else will suffice.
Okay. Oh, what's this, indicator here? Awoke in a cold sweat, loose memories of a dream chased away by morning's light. Can I drop the clothing items I'm not going to be wearing here? Hold the rest of the stuff for now. Just the clothing items. I know where to find them if I sort stuff by purpose. So, he said he'd meet me in this father's study.
Can I help you, my lady?
Okay. No. Okay, he's giving me the recipe. Torpor. For arresting thine enemies, pity of mortal nature, and unburdening their minds of memories undesirable. Thine enemies? A flourish of the writing, whatever the intended part has kept your mother's health these past 15 or so years. Okay. Torpor. I can't read this language. Text translation. I should find Nikos and Halen and go to work. Okay, so we can go translate while we're at work.
Can I help you, my lady?
Kind of book. You know where we got it? Where he got it? Yeah, what language? That's a good one. What can you tell me of the herbalist? Okay. I think I already got... Alright. So I've already found out where some of the folks live. So if I go to the map, we have Nikos lives here, so he's on the way to work, and the herbalist is over there, so he's also on the way, so I should check those two out. This guy's the herbalist. Lavender. I'll grab one. Okay, and they said he was somewhere near the keep. Which would be down here somewhere. Alright, so I guess we will... Sulan?
Your cards, I will not read. Your future, and yet I see that you will seek the wood of the devil.
Can you tell me about
Its
it?
bark carries occult properties. Through it, men commune with their lord from beyond.
They get high. You know, you don't have to get high to have dreams. What is the
The
Lord from
Lich.
beyond?
There are those who would still worship him. I believe some call them that.
Where is the
There
wood?
is a place, deep in the northern forest, a tree taking the forms of tortured souls, man and beast.
Okay, if I need to go, I should talk to the guy in the... Okay. Who else can I talk to on the
Fresh
way?
bread, rolls, beef buns with meat and cabbage inside. So savory. From the homeland. Russia thinks they invented meat buns, but you and I know better, yes? These are popular in Stettin, but we eat them all over Brandenburg. Would please?
I'll buy the thing. Probably shouldn't. I might need the money for something else.
Oh there, goodly madam. Can I interest you in some rare foods? Cheese from the kingdoms of France, perhaps? Or dried meat from the
Excuse me, madam. Can I interest you in spices from the Ottoman Empire? Alas, no, I am not an Ottoman by birth. I am from Senegal, a land far from here on the western coast of Africa. It is a wonderful land, where the desert sands make way for our most fertile coastline, and millions of birds visit us each year in a dozen where my people live and joyfully worship Allah still, despite the trials brought to us by the Europeans.
Yeah, that's the Islamic way. Blame the Europeans. You know, you guys did invade Europe and create a caste of slave folks who got rejected from us, who went back to you, and those are the people who you hate? Maybe you shouldn't have created them in slavery? Because on the other side there are close to people barracks. Okay, good.
There is too much suffering. I have seen many of my people stolen away or killed if they
And
resist.
he's bitching about Europeans, and here he is trying to trade in Europe. And he's calling the Europeans his problem. Yeah, that's totally it.
Mans is a safer place, where difference is tolerated and where the French and the English do not commodify the native. I only hope that my fallen brothers and sisters find peace in Akira, the next life.
Alright.
I know not. We are truly positive by nature, but under the feast of the even our sacred island, Saint Louis, has been this. The souls of our departed dwell there before their journey to the afterlife.
Again, the slavers were
and
the
now our
Arabs.
enslaved dwell there too.
And the
as they await the
folks
big ships
who
which
were
sail
pushing
away
slavery
west and
were
move.
half-blooded
A purgatory
Arabs,
indeed.
Hispanics. They had the blood of African Berbers, Arabics, and some Europeans.
Welcome, madame. I have fabrics from across the known world.
she's got
Linens
fabrics.
from the Nile, wool from the highlands of Scotland, and, of course, silks from the Orient. If there is anything I can help you with.
Sorry, hospital is closed. You can ask, but I don't have an answer for you. I hardly understand anything the man says.
Can you spare a coin for a poor old woman? Thank you kindly.
Probably should stop doing that. I don't have much in the way of wealth. Nikos is up there. How do I get in there? This way? Somewhere in here?
Oh, yes, my lady. Sorry for the I did. What I found in the bushes? Your father and some bottles. I can't really recall much else. Mine's been worrying about how I'll feed my family since Hoffman let me go. Not that I recall.
Okay, I need to make some money before I can give him cash. I do not have wealth for him right now. Where is the academy again? Oh, I walked right past it. It's this building, is it not? Nick has gone missing. Master Lucas and Robin's gone looking for him, but told me to ask you. Where are they looking? What do you know of Vic? When did you see him? Okay. What about Ida? Milan? Well, I can search the school without the headmaster.
No, but I know most faces in the city. I heard of your return and drew a conclusion. Annie Kelly, I'm a healer in this town. You must read it. Avicenna categorized the body's temperaments. Apologies, I'm rambling.
You vouch for me? Nice of her. Okay, where is he? Okay, where'd he go? I saw him, he was pacing. Did he go into the... Anything in there? Jar? Practical herbalism? Aha! Lavender. When dried and brewed in tea, which before a hot bath induces sleep and relieves headaches. Okay. Let me go in there. Okay, language books. Alright, surrounding area, we're here on the porch. Smaller lecture halls. A office. the dude? Up on this side? Oh, there he is. Okay, hold on. The Battle of Mark Cross, Part 1. I am not going to read all this lore. Collapse against a large oak. Alright. The final dance. Okay, go back to him. He's running away. Are they under Ottoman rule or something?
An Elstric child, but I am sure you did not come here for my condolences, yes?
Okay. The book is warning me about him. Find me something I don't have or don't know, and Diedrich? I can either break in after dark or ask Diedrich for what knowledge he might want. Alright. What do we got here? Apothecary? What does she have?
Welcome, dear and kind madam, and 1,000 kindnesses. This is an apothecary shop. Whatever malady strikes you, I can whisk up a tonic to soothe your pain.
Uh-oh. I lost trust in the gentry and educated for asking her. The harbor master. Okay. So Halen's house is where I'm heading next. So we're gonna follow the river down to the next intersection. Town hall is unlocked. Or, sorry, it is locked. And then we're gonna go up here. That's the barracks. Okay, well we found Lucis. And I'm sitting beside Halen's house. There's Halen.
You're Zelig's kid? Well, what do you want from me then? What? Are you asking if I know Zelig von... Oh, the apple has fallen. Everyone knew you, dar. Now was I? People like him never have time for people like me. Move in different worlds, us. I did it because I was asked to. I got a letter from the head surgeon. No whys, just, we're not all noble-born. Some of us have to take cash. You won't like it, but it was alcohol that done him in. Swollen lip within a day of his being found. He'd been in the hospital for a while before they decided they couldn't take him. Then a while longer. Didn't want the task, but what could I? Yeah, I had this feeling in my gut that I'd been. Not as much as I'm sure you'll have wanted. There were no outer wounds, so they wanted to see if what he's drank had been just alcohol or if there was something. You won't like it, but it was alcohol that done him in. Swollen liver, stiff, decayed, liver bloated. Now that you mention it, he did have a massive big spear through him that I forgot to put in my report. Christ. Back of my shop, where else? I wanted to cut into him in the grim chamber, but the priest wouldn't. Thankfully, your father stayed dead. What? He's dead. It was a fair concern.
Okay, so he got paid to do the funeral because the doctors didn't want to do it for some reason, so they paid this guy off, who's a lesser skilled man but had experience with poisons because they thought maybe he was poisoned. Maybe they just wanted him to blame it on something that, you know, that whole problem. If all you know is a hammer, every problem's a nail. Maybe if all this guy knows about is poisons and alcohols, then they knew he would judge it as death by alcohol instead of something else. Interesting. Okay. And then we have our cousin.
Hello,
here.
dear cousin.
The barracks are close to civilians.
Okay, so it's telling me to go to the hospital. Check the hospital or maybe the graveyard that the little girl mentioned. We have a fox. Oh, there's Robin.
Hello again.
Okay, so she's like, I already checked, he's not here. Okay. Okay, so the hospital was up this way, right? Behind the marketplace? Okay, the guard caught us. Well, at least we found him. Now what?
Hello, dear cousin.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're getting, at least we got some points back. We're back to, like, neutral. Okay, so now we're back to where we were before we disappointed them by asking about the, Okay. So we're decent with the kids.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
Thank you. So I got to pay for the day. Looks like there's a secret passage back there I'll have to get to later. Okay, so we're going to talk to Nico or Nick? No, Nick was this kid. Nico's the gardener. We're gonna find the gardener. Where is the gardener? He's in here somewhere, right? In here. Nikos.
What I found in the bushes? Your father and some bottles. I can't really recall much else. Mine's been worrying about how I'll feed my family since Hoffman let me go.
Okay. Library of the Academy or the library in the cathedral. And then Diedrich. I didn't see Diedrich. He said he was at the... He said he worked at the academy, but I didn't see him. There he is. Nice old friend. I see. He got himself hired somehow. I see. Yeah, he brought in books. So his connections brought them more books for their academy. For the old library. Maybe she has something in the old library. Alright. There's the Undertaker here. The cemetery. Where's the cathedral? And the cathedral over here. So I guess we'll head back towards the cathedral and the marketplace. Okay. Father Oliver.
My child, word reached me that you had returned home to pay your respects for your father. Most noble. Your uncle requested it be moved forward. He feared the Shroud had intentions of breaking in and taking the body, even with the extra guard on the Grim. I had understood that to be the family's wishes. Though now I suspect you had no say in it, I do apologize, my child. My child, we all have reasons to fear the Shroud, but I cannot say if he received threats or something else to cause such concern. It was not my place to pry. Your father was a man who, well, worshipped the Lord in his own way. He would come to church with your mother when her health allowed it, but he chose to battle any demons he may have had, without the spiritual armor of confession. In truth, her attendance has not been so good of late. Mr. Hoffman had been taking her more than your father these past, say, 6 months. But even then, her absence is... But worry not for her immortal soul. I have called to her often and tended to her spiritual needs. Now that you are home, perhaps you shall accompany her when she's able.
We had a funeral procession.
Of course, my child. It should be open to you. Just enter the tower and go down.
There's a Delphara. Okay, so that'll get me entrance into the... down into the... Okay, so... maybe that'll be more important later. What else is up in the tower? Aha!
My child!
You flatter me. In truth, I am not yet knowledgeable. So soon out of the seminary at Kani.
Okay. So not allowed up here just yet. Now I have holy water, not just water. Alright. So, someone in the marketplace. A Rosa something or other? So... slums. Rosa del Clara. Where's the slums? That way. And I'm also supposed to talk to her.
Your cards. I will not read.
Okay, so... she's warning me not to give it to him. So let's see if I can do the other way. Let's see if I can borrow the... visit the slums. Can I borrow some candles?
How may I assist you?
I probably have to buy those.
Milady.
Okay. Maybe I wanted to dress down before going this way. Oh, I don't have to go too far at least. She's right there. Hopefully I didn't do something bad there. Alright. Sorry, drink it.
My child.
Okay. Now I'm supposed to... okay. Supposed to go back to the office. We finished our day at work. We did an errand for the priest. We discovered our translation. Though I wonder if that lady had an affair with someone in the priesthood, and that's why he wanted her to take the... maybe it was for an abortion. Which seems like she was going out of her way to do herself because she wanted it from the herbalist. Sorry, it said... drag it on... what am I supposed to drag this on? Burn the Arabic leaves and blow the smoke failing to form to a room thing troubling. A cipher. Okay. So I'm supposed to drink. Ow. Sorry, what did that say? The cipher will drag the cipher and spellbook into the 2 combined slots in your inventory. There's combined slots in my inventory? Oh, okay. So that and that. Okay. At least she's a scholar. This might be easier for her. Okay. Okay, so we got 2 recipes. Nightshade flowers and grease. Infuse a cloth with lavender. Okay. So I can do that. And then I just need to find Nightshade. It's still morning. Or it's the next day, I guess. So I guess I should go to my job first. And then look for Nightshade. If I look for Nightshade, then go to my job. Where was the herbalist again? Behind me, past the market in the other direction. This way. He only had lavender. Let's go check the apothecary. She was on the other side of the bridge. Over there. Okay, so we're gonna cross the bridge. She's on this side? In the cemetery. Ah, I got the gentry pissed off at me again. How do I tell with my current, okay, I have a spell book. How do I help that? How do I know what my, you know, reputation is like? Blah. Doesn't really say. I got tags of academic and teacher. So I guess I should probably go to the Dead Man's Gate past the academy. And grab that before it's too late and I can't get in the zone. This way, right? Am I not allowed up there?
Ah! Don't sneak up on me like that. Yes, I am. But we all have to take turns on the Dead Man's Gate, sadly. Yes, of course. It's always closed. Open the gate. No, I can't do that. It's locked. Don't you know what's out there?
Trade the bottle of port. Why not? Okay, we're looking for Nightshade. Nope, I don't see anything obvious in here. Oh. Fire root? I'm looking for... I got safe music here. So let's see if I can find it in a safer zone first. There's some firewood. There's a purple bloom. Small rocky canyon to the south of the red. Aha, okay. It's supposed to be south of this building. And I can only get it at night. Okay, so this has come back at night. Okay, so let's go to work. Which is... back around the front of the academy, I guess.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
Okay. So I guess I'm supposed to either look around some more. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go back out the gate and progress this thing. Anything else I can grab while we're out here? Whoops. Nope. Didn't want to click that. I was trying to go south. Well, we found some firewood anyway, I guess. And some firewood. Okay, so I gotta be in the city limits for me to be allowed to do that. Grab it. Okay, so it's not quite dark enough. Anything else in this direction? Okay, I don't think I want to go too far. Surprised they'll leave the thing open. Uh-oh. So he can move 6 steps. Uh-oh. Not good. I'm almost dead. Not fair, I'm dead. Reload the autosave? So let me put on my weapon. Maybe I have to fight it. Do I have better armor? Or hold on, a pistol. I don't know that I have any ammo, but we'll try that. Might as well take both. You can't attack. Your thing requires. Nice. So happy I took that pistol. Oh, I need to put away my weapon. That's fine. It did it for me automatically. Okay, so now I gotta go back home. Okay. So, clicking pot of grease with a nightshade. Okay. Now we have nightshade grease. Let's Transfer that into a jar. Okay. Oh, wearing a mask is suspicious. Where's Albrecht? Over here? Or how
Can
far?
I help you, my lady?
Okay. He's testing it himself. Hey. No. Close. Close. If he's out, does that mean I can search his stuff? No. Here's Nick. You ain't supposed to see me. What does that mean, Nick? I lost him. I can go check with the kids at the...
If I wanted to talk to the and... Well, I've no in... Look, I said good day. Did it all nice and kindly. But if you don't leave me to my work, I'll turn nasty fast. Now get. Go on.
Oh. Alright, jeez. The barracks?
Well, hello there, miss.
The barracks are close to civilians.
Let me just talk to where we can get.
You there! His lordship isn't seeing guests today. Doors. Sorry for your loss. I'm under strict orders to not let anyone in. But I'll pass word to the Baron. Should he be willing to grant an audience, a messenger will be sent for you. My lady, The Baron is still keeping his own counsel.
Well. You don't like being asked about. Alright, we're looking for Nick. Where did he go? Back to school? There he is. Nick?
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin? Of course, cousin. He was sure the Shroud had ill intentions towards your father. He has feared them gravely since the war. Obsessively so.
Alright, well, what am I supposed to do? Go back to the house and wait for Nick to try again? And chase him faster?
Can I help you, my lady?
Okay, so then I guess you're going to use the book to uncover the mystery of what happened to your father. So that is the demo. That is Necromancer's Tale, and I guess it looks kind of like a adventure story with a little bit of investigation and detective. I don't know, ness in it. Alright, I guess that's it for this week's demo. Well, I guess Monday. I guess next week we'll go back to Hokko. Like I said, we're still in NextFest Demo weekend, so we're still playing demos before they disappear. Anyway, until next time.